Aren't they beautiful? Aren't they the most spectacular thing?
On ABC Radio Darwin.
If you're looking to get your kids into sport or some other social activities, you're about to meet a man who's helping out in Palmo to build community connections. You'll meet him right after this. It's Paul Mack with Just the Thing.
Or reel it in anytime you like on the ABC Listen app.
James Finlay
Let's not take this for granted and enjoy it while it's here.
on ABC Radio Darwin.
Well, basketball is building big time in the Northern Territory, with the Darwin Salties in the NBL 1 League, home games selling out. It's only up from here. And whether you've got a toddler, a teen, or want to get into the game yourself, the Palmerston and Regional Basketball Association, also known as PARBA, have been teaching and slam dunking since 2014. And you're about to meet their newest player and coach, JB Davis. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Pleasure to be here.
You've only just arrived in the Territory, haven't you?
I have. Been here about 2 weeks, enjoying myself thus far.
Yeah. How you've come at a very difficult time weather-wise. How are you coping with this humidity?
I'm from the South in the United States, so I'm kind of used to the heat. I've also played in Latin America about 4 years down in El Salvador, Dominican Republic, so kind of used to the weather, the climate, so I'm actually excited. A lot of times I go places that are cold and I struggle, so it hasn't been that bad for me. Little warm, but I've coped with that.
Yeah. So you were just telling me before you came on air that how many countries have you played in? So what, 20-something?
I've been to 21 different countries. I think I've played in about 15 of them.
Wow. So what has brought you to Darwin out of all these places that you've played in?
Like you said, basketball is growing up here. I previously played down in Tasmania and coached down in the Tasmanian area. And Darwin was kind of on our radar even before the pandemic of possibly splitting some time up here due to weather-wise, the seasons differ. And during the pandemic, some teams had approached me. Obviously, basketball is growing with the Salties coming and possibly an NBL team coming. So PARBA approached me with a proposition that I liked, and we made it happen.
Wow. Okay. So where were you immediately before here?
I was in Atlanta, Georgia in the off season. I played in Mexico last season, won a championship there in Mexico. And again, us and PARBA have been talking for about 2 years now, back and forth. And they decided to pull the trigger and get me out here.
Okay. So, such a big change. As also you mentioned, we've both talked about how much basketball is growing here in the top end. Why do you think it's really taking off all of a sudden here?
I think it's mirroring the global landscape. Basketball is on par to catch up with soccer, I think, by 2035 around the world.
Oh, wow.
So basketball has become a global game. The NBA has done a tremendous job of broadening the horizons from having preseason games all over the world, regular season games all over the world. And I think it's one of those games that it mirrors life. You can win it a bunch of different ways. You can be big, you can be tall, you can be fast, you can be strong. So I think a lot of people find those intricacies kind of cool, that they can, okay, I might be a better shooter than you, or you know what, I'm just bigger than you or taller than you or I'm faster than you. So it's a bunch of different ways to get involved. I think it's also high pace, fast, quick movements, and it's kind of easy to follow. If you're a fan and you're watching the games going up and down, it's not one of those slower sports. So I think it's just catching on worldwide, and I think Darwin is just mirroring the rest of the world and putting some resources into it.
Yeah, okay. I guess there are also a few there are good sides to playing basketball here in the top end, particularly at this time of year, because it's played indoors, right? You can be in air conditioning.
Correct. So mostly basketball is played inside. They're starting a new initiative of 3-on-3 in Australia that is primarily outside. So that probably struggles during this time of the year with the heat and the rain.
Yeah.
But as of now, basketball's inside and air conditioned. Fan friendly because you can sit down and be in air conditioned, not outside like a footy game.
That's true. How close? I know you've only been here for 2 weeks, but I know that you said you've been in conversation with PARBA for quite a while. how close do you think Darwin is to getting an NBA team?
The NBL,
NBL, sorry, yeah.
I think you guys are pretty close. The Blitz, which I was in Tasmania to kind of see the build up and the buzz, and it looks very similar about how the NBL went about approaching Tasmania. They brought the Blitz first. They kind of put their feelers out. They put some people in position to kind of see what's going on. They really pumped a lot of money and time into the NBL 1 team down there, the Hobart Chargers and the Northwest Thunder. And then next thing you know, the NBL was announced and they were coming. So if I was Darwin fans, I would be getting excited. If you, I would guess that a NBL franchise is coming here in the very near future.
Okay, that's very exciting indeed. You're on ABC Radio Darwin. I'm James Finlay, and JP Davis is with you as well. He's the newest player and coach at PABA, the Palmerston and Regional Basketball Association, and he's only been here 2 weeks, but also it's very exciting that basketball is growing so much here in the top end. So, JP, what really invited you to go to Palmerston out of all the places in the world that you could have gone to?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, Palmerston has a great footprint inside of the community. As I get older, that's kind of where I want to transition to as a basketball player, transition into coaching and not only being a coach, but I'm a certified teacher in the States. So Palmerston does a ton of things in the community, a ton of activities, a ton of programs. So that marriage between the Palmerston Regional Basketball Association and their community endeavors are something that drew me in, and I was very accepting and wanting to be a part of.
Right, okay. So are you looking forward to doing some community outreach stuff as well?
Definitely, most definitely. We've already started some things that we are, I've been out in the schools doing a lot of school visits up in the Palmerston area. We also have some remote trips planned, and we've been excited about getting me on the ground and doing more than just basketball coaching and things, but actually being a part of the community and being a visible fixture into the environment around here.
Yeah, cool. What kind of stuff does PABA do for people who aren't really familiar?
So each day from 3 to 5, we have youth drop-in sports where not only do kids get to come in and play basketball, but we have snacks provided. We also have other games and activities. So not just for our basketballers, but anyone. I think we're going to transition into some homework assistance programs here in the near future. And we also have a bunch of other community events where we're encouraging kids to come out. I think tonight we have a Halloween party over at the Palmerston Regional or Palmerston Recreation Center. So it's really a community-based programming that's not just basketball. Basketball is just the foundation that allows us to do some of the other things that we do.
Yeah, because playing sport is, it's great for being active and whatnot, but there's something about it being part of a community that really helps people, right?
Definitely, most definitely. Again, no matter what sport you play, the foundation is you more than likely are going to be playing with some other people. Even if you're golfing or tennis, which is a independent, non-team sport, you're going to have to be playing against someone. So we want to build that community aspect, especially with basketball. It's a lot of people that are involved. It's a lot of people that can be into the games, but we also want to build that aspect as we transition. We have esports programs where kids are coming in and gaming.
Oh, wow.
We're playing all sorts of games. Yesterday we had teaching some kids some American football drills and skills, and we really want you to just come out and have a good time and have that fellowship, and again, getting your heart rate up and just being active.
Yeah, that sounds so cool. So if anyone is listening and they know someone who might be interested, how do people get involved with PABA?
So we have a couple of different ways. Obviously, the new and cutting edge way is Instagram, so parba.nt. We also have our website, which is parba.tidyhq.com. And then you can find us on Facebook at PARBA, which is Palmerston and Regional Basketball Association.
Okay, fantastic. Well, it's been so great to meet you, JP. It's so great to have someone of your caliber and your passion as well being up here in the top end. I think the community is really going to get a lot out of it. So thanks for coming in. Before you go, though, have you got a checklist of things that you want to do while you're here in the top end?
Well,
Because you're here for a few months.
I am. The big thing for me is staying away from crocodiles and anything that might get a hold of me. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to just see a lot of the sites that are up here. People have been suggesting places for me to go since I've gotten off the plane. So a couple of those I'm like, yeah. A couple of those like, that might be a little dangerous. So mainly just staying away from crocodiles.
Okay. You've got to do a croc cruise at some point, though.
We'll see. We'll see. I need to make sure my insurance covers that.
JP, it's great to meet you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
As JP Davis there, he is a coach and a new player for the Palmerston and Regional Basketball Association.
James Finlay
Aren't they beautiful? Aren't they the most spectacular things?
on ABC Radio Darwin.
Stay tuned because your gardening hour is